aware that I'm the last person on BookTube to upload this video, but I still wanted to post about the things that I want to do this year reading wise. 2017 was a really awesome reading year for me, and I want to keep that going this year. Since it's already a couple of months into the year, I can tell you right away we're at a very good pace. I think I've already read like 30 books or something this year. In this video, I want to talk about 3 categories of books that I'm looking forward to reading in 2018, being new releases, this reading challenge I have for myself, and then just general TBR books that I'm excited to get to. I'll start off with the new releases, because everyone who knows me knows what I'm gonna say. I'll start off with the 2 that you probably won't predict as easily. First being Bright We Burn by Kiersten White, which is the 3rd book in the Conquerors saga. I recently read In a Darken by her, and it's just such a good series. It's a Vlad the Impaler retelling, but it follows 2 siblings. They go to the Ottoman Empire and they have to live there, and they make friends with Mehmed, the Sultan's son, and it's this coming of age story with super complex characters. I just forced my friend Bonnie to read it. She loved it. I don't know if she'll talk about it in a video, but if so, I'll link that down below. So the 3rd book in that series is coming out. I'm just gonna be a mess this year. I hope it's gonna be so good. The 2nd book is, of course, A Court of Frost and whatever. I don't even know what it's called. A Court of Frost and Starlight. I have this on my list just because I miss this world so much, and Akawar was kind of a letdown for me, so I'm like, give me that good content. I don't know what the deal is about this book. It says it's like 200 pages, but that could just be a weird number because it says it's like a novella. I have no freaking clue what this series is doing. They thought it was a trilogy, now there's more, but no one actually knows. It's probably just me that doesn't know. Nevertheless, I know this is about Feyre and Rhys, and that's all I needed to hear. Hopefully it's not just gonna be gratified porn this time. I mean, it can be porn. I just don't want it to be like, oh, people are dying, there's a war happening, let's go have porn. Like, no. And finally, of course, Restore Me. If you've never seen any of my videos before, I've been a fan of Shatter Me for like 6 years, and I'm gonna get a new book for the first time in 4 years. I've done so many videos about it already. I have theories up, I have my reactions up. It's just like, we're 2 weeks away at this point at the time I'm filming this video. It's terrifying. I'm probably gonna squeeze in one more theories video before it actually comes out, but yeah, stoked. Stoked! I keep forgetting that some of y'all don't know what Shatter Me is, but Shatter Me is my favorite book of all time. It's about a girl who can't touch anyone because she kills them. It's this whole series about learning that you're not a monster and giving people second chances and learning how to love people and be loved, and it's so good. And that's all my anticipated releases pretty much. There's some like debuts that are coming out that I'm like, alright, I'll try that, but they're not like pre-order, gotta have it like these are. The next category I have is kind of inspired by Books and Lala's whole unhaul. I don't know what it is. I watched it, it was good. I'll link it if I can find it. But it really inspired me to want to read all the oldest books on my TBR. So I went back and watched all of my old book hauls. I went through and marked which books I still owned that I hadn't read. So I got down a list of all the ones from 2013 and 2014. If I finish these, then I'll start listing 2015 and I can do an updated reading challenge later in the year. So the one book that I have from 2013 is 19 Minutes by Jodi Picoult. Someone just corrected my pronunciation of that. I've been saying it that way since I was like in high school, so it's Picoult. This is the book I've owned for the longest time. I started it again and then put it down. I got 10 pages in. The goal for these is if I don't read them, just get rid of them, because obviously it's not gonna happen. So if I end up reading this and getting bored, it's not gonna be one of those, put it back and wait for later. It's not meant to be. Moving into 2014, The Diviners by Libba Bray. I definitely bought this because it was bargain priced, and I've definitely almost gotten rid of it multiple times, but now there's new hype that's surrounding it because the sequels have come out, I guess. This behemoth is going to be done this year, and this is about the 1920s, people finding ghosts, teenagers, representation. I keep trying to put my hair like a side part, and that's just not how it works. I need to look like a Llewellyn setter. And then another book from 2014 is Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. I've already read the first couple chapters of this whenever I was trying it out to see if I wanted to get it. Should be sehr interessant. A couple others that are still in storage, but I'm either going to pick up on audiobook or maybe go dig them out of storage at some point. The Shadowhunter Codex. I texted Emma about this. I was like, do I have to read it? And she was like, and I'm so close to unhauling it, but one, I bought the pretty edition for like $25, and two, it has that commentary from J. Simon and Clary, and I think that's going to be interesting enough to make me want to be pushed to read it. So I'm going to try. If I don't like it, I'm probably just gonna give it to Emma or like give it to someone who's looking for that special edition. The next book is The Thousand Splendid Suns by Colette Hussini. I was supposed to read this for like this reading challenge that me and my two friends had on BookTube like forever ago. Tris and Gabby, if you're watching this, I still haven't read this book. This book is about sisters and apparently it's real sad. No idea of what to expect, but still I have a hunch it's gonna be good. I said this next book, but I do not believe it's gonna happen. Les Miserables. I just keep telling myself I'll wait till a good time to read it. I'll take my time with it and it will be so good. I think if I keep saying that, I'm never gonna read it. I've read the first several chapters of it and it's not even a bad book, it's just massive. So I think if I combine reading it physically on ebook and on audiobook, I might be able to get through it eventually somehow. I mean, I would love to read it because I'm obsessed with the musical and I'm obsessed with Jean Valjean. I think he's such an interesting character. It's just gonna be a commitment. While we're here, I might as well mention that a lot of these are classics because they're stuff that I put off in 2013 and 2014 being like, oh, I'll read that, but I was like 16, so I didn't. So the next two are both by Jane Austen. It's Emma and Sense and Sensibility. I just read Pride and Prejudice and did not like it, so I'm not very hopeful about these. I don't know if I should watch the movie before I read them so that I enjoy them better, or if they're better than Pride and Prejudice. I don't know. Let me know if I should watch the movies or not. Another classic I really should read is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I read so many books that talk about Jane Eyre being someone's favorite book, like the main character's favorite book. I know so many people who love Jane Eyre, but after reading Pride and Prejudice, I'm terrified. I don't want to hate it and I don't want to not be able to understand it, but I'm gonna try. The last two books I have are just like big books. Big. What am I doing? Big books. I got them for free from my friend and I thought I would read them one day, and I think I should because I have heard good things about them. The first one's The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Side note, Donna Tartt kind of looks like the no capes woman from The Incredibles. Also, she looks like she could kick my ass any day or night, so that's not an insult. I know this book has been nominated for some serious awards. It was really popular when it first came out. I believe I started it on audio and got like 80 pages into it before I stopped, but I'm definitely gonna be finishing that. And lastly is Life After Life by Kate Atkinson, which once again is just big. The friend who gave this to me did not like it, and I've just been holding on to it because I'm like, oh my god, it's adult literature. I'm gonna read adult literature. But now that I'm older and I have been reading a lot of adult literature, it's not as groundbreaking for me, but I think I still hold it in that light of being like, ooh, it's one of my first adult books, it's gonna be so good. Is it actually good? Let me know, because I might just unhaul it. Originally there were a couple more items on this list. I was gonna read The Bane Chronicles, which I did, so that's one that's already down, and then Everything's Illuminated by Jonathan Safran Foer, which I unhauled because I was like, I'm not gonna read that. Okay, I'm gonna try and keep this last section pretty brief because I know I've been talking a ton already about everything, so I'm just gonna list some titles, maybe give one or two sentences about them or why I'm excited for them. Let's go. Number one, The Handmaid's Tale, which I just realized like a week ago is not The Handmaidens Tale, just The Handmaids. That's Mandela effect, I swear to god. Number two is Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I read half of this in high school and do not remember a single thing. Number three is Wonder Woman by Leigh Bardugo. Number four is The Last Wish by Andrew Sapkowski. Even if I hate this book, I'm keeping it because this is the best cover I've ever seen in my whole life. I ran out of numbers because I'm just grabbing from a pile now, so I'm just gonna say the next one. Just Kids by Patti Smith. So many of my friends' favorite book. Have never picked it up until now. The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Donna is just getting all the attention this year. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, which is just shining profusely. I feel like I need to mention these two together, but Homegoing by Ya Jessie, and then Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Also, I feel compelled to mention these together. Sex Object, Full Frontal Feminism, and Hunger. Feminist memoir type stuff. I've been slowly cutting down on my TBR for a long time, so everything I have on my bookshelves is pretty much all stuff I'm excited for. So honestly, this whole video could just be my whole TBR. But in particular, these are the things that I know if I don't read this year, I'm gonna be disappointed. Thank you everyone for putting up with this video being at night, but we all know that everything's better at night. Do let me know if you've enjoyed any of these books or if you're excited for new releases. Oh my god. I'm sorry, neighbors downstairs. I don't know if you saw, but I just had a moment of absolute and wholehearted fear. I think I've said this a million times, so thank you for watching. Bye!